Today we're going to be talking about how to set up your pressure versus temperature relationship in gases lab, and we're going to be using a lab quest, a temperature probe, a pressure sensor, and we're going to use an Erlenmeyer flask with a stopper and a large beaker. How it's going to work is you're going to set this up by, first of all, turning on your lab quest. I see a screen come up. You want to go to, you'll see this screen right here where it says File and Sensors. Now you want to hook in your sensors, so you're going to open up your temperature probe. This metal part is what reads the temperature. So if I put this into channel 1, you'll see that the temperature should come up. The room temperature is about 21.4 right now. If I hold this in my hand, you'll see that the temperature should go up, and that's going to be your temperature sensor. Okay, now you need a pressure sensor, so you're going to take this white box, you're going to open it up. Inside you're going to find a lot of pieces. The pieces that you need are actually this stopper, which I had already taken out. So this stopper was in this box. You're going to need the rubber tubing right here, and you're going to need this pressure sensor right here, which reads the pressure. You're not going to need the piston, so you can leave the piston. If it's already hooked in, just take it apart and leave it in the box. Okay, so you're going to take your gas sensor, gas pressure sensor, you're going to hook it into channel 2 right here. You can see it says channel 2 right over there. And now when you hook this in, you're going to see kPa pressure, which is kilopascals. Now the directions in this lab right here tell you to use a computer. We're going to make it a lot simpler, so we're just going to use this, and you don't have to worry about a lot of opening up of files or anything like that. You're just going to hook it in like this. Now, what we're going to basically do is take this flask, we're going to have it filled with air, we're going to seal it, and we're going to put it into different temperature baths. And the reason we're going to do that is because we can't measure the temperature inside of here because it's going to be sealed, so you can't stick your temperature probe in here. But what you can do is stick your temperature probe in the beaker of water, and then you're going to submerge this, and you're going to be able to measure its pressure and temperature at different temperatures. Okay? So you're going to set it up so that the air will be trapped in here. So you're going to need this stopper. You're going to see that this stopper actually has 2 holes and 1 solid opening. It's not a hole. So the ones on the right are the holes. In one of these holes, you're going to need to hook in your tube that's going to connect to your pressure sensor. So this pressure sensor has an opening here on your left. This goes in like this. It just screws in like so. So we're going to screw this in. It's going to be airtight, of course. And then this right here, this nozzle, is going to go into one of these open holes in your stopper. Okay, so I'm just going to put it in the top one and just push it in really well so it's airtight. You can see that on here it's going to be in this hole. Now, we need to block the other hole because you can't let air escape. So that's when we're going to need to look back in our box, see how this piston has this piece on the end right here. So you want to unscrew this like so. And this, sorry, I have to unscrew it from here. You need the valve. So you need the valve as well because that's going to block. So when this valve is open like this, it allows air to go through. But when you close it like this, it does not allow air to go through. So first you want it open, and you're going to put it into here, into the other open spot, which is right here. If you ever forget, just look underneath. See how the 2 holes on the right are the open ones? So those are the ones I want to use right here. So I'm going to push this in as far as I can. Okay, now this is still open. You're going to put it on your flask like this, and you're going to push this into the flask as far as you can, really tight, so you don't want air to escape or to go in. Okay, now that you've done that, now you're going to take this valve and you're going to close it, so now the air is trapped. All the air is trapped in this flask right now. Okay, now the only thing you have to do is prepare your bath. So the bath, just going to get this back to the right screen. So the bath is going to be in here. You're going to have 4 different baths you're going to make. You're going to make an ice water bath, you're going to make room temperature bath. You're going to make a boiling, not boiling, but a very hot water bath. And then any other temperature that you haven't made, just pick a different temperature and do it. So let's say we're starting with the ice bath. You're going to go get a bunch of ice, a bunch of water, follow the directions in the lab. You don't want to fill this totally, because if you fill this totally and then you go to put this in it, it's going to overflow. So you're going to have to put this maybe like 2/3 filled, all right? Then when you're ready, you're going to put this in here, and you're going to hold it underneath with tongs or your fingers if you don't touch the water or anything else, unless it's the hot one, then use the tongs. Then you're going to take your temperature probe, you're going to put it in here like this, and you're going to watch the temperature change, which of course it's not for me right now, but it would. And then you're going to watch the pressure change as well. So if you could just hold this underneath, you're going to wait for this temperature and this pressure to stabilize. Once they stabilize, you're going to write that down. Okay? While you're doing this, another partner is going to go and prepare the next bath. All right? So let's say for some reason we're doing the hot one. So the partner will take the second beaker, go make a hot bath. As soon as you're ready, you take this out of here, switch beakers. So we pretend we take this one away, bring the next one over, put this in, wait for a stable temperature and pressure and write that down. You're going to do 4 different temperature baths. So once you get going, it goes quickly, but setting up is what takes time, and you really needed to watch this video in order to get that straight. I suggested 4 different jobs here, so you guys could do that. And then again, when you do the procedure in your lab, don't worry about all the computer stuff. Just hook it into the LabQuest like I told you. And then eventually, you're just going to write down your data for this page right here. You're going to write this for the pressure, this for the temperature, and that's it. Don't fill in these 2 yet. We're going to calculate these later. Just fill these in. You need to get your 4 numbers before moving on to the next part, and you're eventually going to graph your data. We'll talk about that on a different video.